minus 50 seconds. T minus 40 seconds. T minus 30 seconds. T minus 20 seconds. Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Shout out to Kop-Ish.
Shout out to Kopish, guys.
Keep all the good work
the
up.
two legends, Emil Heskey, Howard Gill. Can't get much better than that guy.
Yeah.
You know what to do now. Like, comment, subscribe. I'm with legends, guys.
Kop-Ish.
Hello, people. Back again. Chelsea 2, Liverpool 2. Unfortunately, not the result we wanted. In a one-off game, not the worst result by any means. Drawing to Chelsea at Stamford Bridge is never a poor result. But given the situation that we're in, given the situation that Man City are in, and what we wanted, it is a bad result. Leaves us, if I'm not mistaken, 10 points behind Man City. We still have a game in hand, which if we win that against Leeds, the points difference will be 7 points. However, it is still a massive amount to potentially make up against Manchester City. As the title suggests, is the title race over? Not over, but almost impossible to win now. Not mathematically over, but almost impossible. Don't know how you guys feel.
Yeah.
You're on mute. You're on mute.
I'll be honest.
Drift, you're on mute. Drift.
You're on mute,
Drift,
bro. You're on mute.
Sorry, guys. Yeah, I understand people who want to have this like strength of like they're not a failure or they don't give up and all that kind of stuff. Like I get that. That's a very good mantra to have in life, isn't it? Because that's how you get far in life. Never give up and all that kind of stuff. I get that. But there are certain circumstances where what I think people need to realize is you're not better than me or you're not a better Liverpool fan than me because you want to continue to just say words like, I'm not giving up. We can still do this. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's your prerogative to be like that, fair enough. But I noticed from the last video, a couple of people was like actually targeting me and my realism. And it's like they almost feel like it makes them a better fan than me to just say they still believe we can do it. Let's sit down and have a logical conversation. Yeah. Just like I tried to have after the Leicester game. It's a logical conversation. It's not emotional. It's not angry. It's nothing. It's a logical conversation. In what world do Man City ever give up a 10-point lead? And I know Cal said we got the game in hand, fair enough. But you know what, bro? You never count that. You never count that. So I'm saying it's 10 points until we win that game. With the way we're playing at the moment, it ain't even a given we'll beat Leeds in that game. That's the game in hand. And that game is definitely going to get put in there when Salah and Mane aren't here. You know, them was like, it's going to be in that next couple of weeks while they're away. That's when that game's going to be rescheduled. And then it's going to go from, we only had 2 games while they're away to another one and all that kind of stuff. So what we need to really do.
Can I quickly stop you? And again, not saying anything you're saying is wrong or anything, but I think the reason why someone like me would say you can't just give up like this, even though I'm not saying you're wrong, is when you say it's you being real, it's still your opinion. And here's the thing, yeah.
I'm not saying
the roles were reversed and we were now hear me out. If the roles were reversed and let's say we were 8 points ahead of City, and if, say, for example, me and Matt came on here and said, oh, the league's done, it's ours now, and I'm not saying you're wrong for saying this before you say anything, you'd probably say, no, it's not done yet. Man City can still catch us. So when someone turns around and says the league's not done, I'm saying the league's not done. I'm saying it is 95% Man City's now. But there is still 5% there where Man City could have a slight dip, bro. Remember, if we do win our game in hand,
and that's obvious. But here's the difference. The reason why I would say, guys, we can't say that if it was the other way around is because of who we are. If we were Man City fans, I would agree with you. If we were 10 points clear on the 2nd of January and we were Man City fans, I would agree with you it's over and we've won the league. But we're Liverpool. So if it was the other way around, because I know we've got bottle in us, I would be worried about getting carried away. City don't really have bottle in them. I think 5 years has shown they don't bottle it. They when the City ever bottled the league? They don't. The only league they lost, we had the league from the beginning. They don't bottle leagues.
No, I hear you.
Guys. Like they don't.
Drift, but what I will say, this is a very different season to every others as well. But at the same time, I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying I don't think fans who say we could potentially still claw something back from here should be put down in the same way. I don't think fans who say it's done now should be looked down upon as being negative Nancy's. I just think
I'm not putting them down. I'm saying they shouldn't be trying to judge me.
Saying Drift. I'm not saying you are, but I'm getting it the same way. I'm seeing man in there telling me to shut the F up and saying I'm delusional. So it goes both ways. I'm just saying your opinion and my opinions don't outweigh each other. They're just different, and we'll only see when the league pans out. Bruv, let's not forget, a couple of weeks or about a month ago, you said Chelsea are going to win it, and now Chelsea are worse than us. So we don't know where this season's going, because at the same time,
that was a long time.
No, but you see what I'm saying? No, but football can change, bro. That's what I'm saying. So yes, I hear where you're coming from, but me as a fan, as a Liverpool fan, I don't want to give up on my club right now. I want to be battling. I want us to still keep going. I don't want us to sit here in January now and be like, yeah, done off the league. I don't want that attitude, because that attitude spills into the rest of the other trophies. Like, you can't just switch it on and off when you want to be good and when you want to be rubbish. You have to keep on playing at your maximum and try and win every single game and then see where you come out.
But it's not about prioritizing the league anymore for me now. If there's a cup game and a league game in the same week, put the strong team out for the cup team. That's my point. It's not about prioritizing the league anymore. Until you see any chink in City's armor, which I don't think we will, why waste time trying to win the league when you can still win a trophy? Because now for me, now I know the league is gone, I want some silverware. I don't want this whole thing where people try and label Klopp a flop because he only won a certain amount of trophies. And as good of a club as we are, we do need to win 1 or 2 trophies, regardless of what they are, to still keep that we are a big team winning mentality kind of thing going. So the only way for me now for this season to be any form of success at all is we maintain the top 3 in the league and we go and win 1 or 2 trophies. And if it's 2 trophies, it's domestic. I say it's either the League Cup and the FA Cup, not either or, because only one isn't really still good enough. You know what I mean? It's a trophy, but it's still not quite good enough. It'd have to be both or the Champions League. Now that we know we can't win the league, we've got to go and do that. If we don't do that, for me, this is actually worse than last season. And I actually feel like this because there's no excuse this year. I know there's a few things that are going on, but as on a whole, last season had a real reason. This season, it's not even in this. Even if we put it down to the fact that Klopp is the one who didn't want to get the reinforcements, so we have to back our manager and say there's still no excuses. It's Klopp's fault. Whatever the reason is, whatever happens this year, now, if there isn't a trophy at the end of it, this is a worse season than last season for me.
I agree. That I agree with. That I fully
and it's looking
agree.
very, 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 very unlikely that January is going to be a good month. Because now we lose the 3 players who've been arguably some of our better players, Naby, and Salah especially. People might not say it, but I still think Mane plays his part every week. And all 3 of those guys now are going. And now, if you look at the fact that today's game, we didn't have any attackers on the bench, hopefully some people do start coming back. But we got to play Ox in the false 9, as Matt actually pointed out in the last 5 minutes of that game. It looked like Ox was actually playing false 9. If this is what we've got to kind of resort to now while Salah and Mane are gone, God help us. Seriously. Because
yeah, I think today kind of go on, Matt.
So it is. Man City hardly ever drop points. So you kind of know that if you kind of drop 1 point, even in like 10 games, you feel like you've lost your grip or any grip that you might have had, or even hope that you might have thought you was going to win the league. That's how good they are. Like,
What?
going up against them is absolutely like massive. Like, it's big in it. Like, going up against them is like you have to be almost perfect in it, so to speak. And the problem is that we've had opportunities where we could have won games and we didn't take those opportunities. And you look at it and you just think, yeah, it's kind of done now, isn't it? Like I don't know how we're going to recover. Now, football's mad, isn't it? Because football is one of them things where, I don't know, like Man City, like, I don't think they're going to drop many points. I do think they'll drop points, but I think we'll drop more. And it's more about us. It's more about what Jamrock said as well. I think it kind of resonated with me when Jamrock said it the other day, when he was like, it's not even about the other teams, it's about us. Like, because really and truly, it's like, we as Liverpool fans, when we make a mistake, what the first thing we do is we're like, oh, don't worry, man. Like, Man City or Chelsea will drop points right to tail. But it's like, we can't even hold our own. Like, we got better to hold our own. And unfortunately for us, we can't seem to hold our own when it really matters. And that can be a variety of things, in it. It can be down to tactics, personnel, all of that stuff. Because even today, when I saw the lineup, I was like, that's the wrong lineup, Klopp and Linders. Whoever was running the show, it's the wrong lineup. I don't want to see Henderson, Milner, and Fabinho as a free going to Stamford Bridge, and you need to win a game. Do you want to know something?
But but I don't think they saw it that way, Matt. Sorry to cut you. If you actually look at Pep Linders at the end of the game, bro, he looked pretty happy with the draw.
But this is what I'm saying, because
the draw.
Do you remember in the preview? And I said, I know what he's going to do. Do you remember when I said it? I said he's going to play Henderson, Fabinho, and Milner. I said I called it because he's going to bottle it.
No, bro, I was saying I think he might go with that as well. Remember?
Bro, I said this. I said like,
and the wickedest thing is, even though what you're saying on paper, Matt, yeah, I get. Let's be real. The first half we scored 2 goals, so technically that part of the midfield played the best over the game. Like when we made the changes, we were kind of worse.
But here's the thing, though. We play
so
like, for us to stop. No, but I know when you look at it on face value, it's like, how did you get the 2 goals and that midfield did play? But you know, like if you look at like 90 minutes, that midfield 3 did not play well. I know they didn't play 90, but they didn't really play well as a unit. Like they didn't really play well as a unit. They didn't. And that's why people were calling for people's heads. Like even I was annoyed like at Milner for giving away the foul. But as you said, other things kind of occurred after the free kick. Like, could we have stopped like that goal? I think what it comes down to is this: start the season, all Liverpool fans could have said to Jurgen Klopp, every single one of us could have said to us, said to him, Jurgen, big man thing, are you happy with the squad? Because we feel like as fans, there's a little bit more that we could do to make sure that we are better equipped. Klopp kind of sang from the from the hymn sheet and said, boom, nah, we're good to go. Everything's all blessed. And look at the situation. It's like, bro, we love you. You are a serious manager. You are a great manager. But, bro, surely you've got to look at our squad and go, there are some gaping holes here. If we can see them as fans, why can't he? Because I'll be honest with you, I'll say it again. You cannot go to Stamford Bridge, try and get 3 points with a midfield of Gini Wijnaldum, you know, Milner, Henderson, and Fabinho. No, you actually can't. If you get away with it, you're lucky.
It's reminiscent. That's what we did in 18-19.
Yeah, and that's why when you say, oh, Linders look happy. Of course, because them man thought, we'll just take them into the trenches, all rugged. Like we'll play some heavy metal football, bro. No, and not only that, if you're 2-0 up, try and lock off the game. Bring on someone else. Change it up. You know Milner's gonna give away fouls, bro. He's 36 years old. What? When people run past him, he's not that type of guy that's just gonna let someone run past you. He's gonna drape you down.
Yeah, but you know what? I like that Wiley old bro, because we saw in the game when we played West Ham, we didn't have anyone who did that, and that's how West Ham.
This is what I was saying to you. You see when you were saying, you see when you were saying to rough up the opponent or give away a foul. That's where I'm saying you can't always do that, because Milner did that there and it's cost us a goal. That's what I'm
Yeah,
saying. It's
but
not just a point of just
that was a
roughing
dive
up a
foul
man.
from Havertz. I don't even think that was a foul. I think Milner just got duped
No, it
there, to be honest.
No, he caught him. But either way, bruv, he still gave him the excuse to do it, and we conceded a goal from it, and they got back into the game. So it's like, I get where you're coming from, that, but you can be aggressive without fouling. What does it get us when we're overly aggressive? What does it get us? We've seen Robbo get sent off for it, and we've just seen Milner give away a foul, and we get a goal conceded from it. And
I hear you, John.
We've got to be more aggressive, bro. We do. We just let Chelsea rough us up.
I'm not disagreeing about it being aggressive, but I'm saying in terms of just giving away fouls. You're saying to give away fouls and foul him if need be.
I'm saying I would have rather Konate gave away a foul and we regrouped, then he just lets the through ball happen because he was in on goal. They scored because Konate was too weak in that challenge.
There's a fine line though, Jeff. I will say this. I know what you're trying to say, because even I feel sometimes like we can be a little bit too can I expect, like, you see, all right, Fernandinho is the perfect example.
It's very easy to
the master of the dark
bro.
arts, whatever you want to call my man, Vader, whatever. This guy will take you out if need be, or take one for the team. Sometimes I do feel like there are times when we don't do that, but then there's times when we're just silly. It's gonna sound like I'm digging man out, but I'm gonna be honest. If you go and look over the last 3 years at Liverpool, if you talk about minutes played and fouls given, I bet you Milner wins every single one of them categories, bro. I've been saying that for years, you know. And don't get me wrong, it's not like I'm saying he's a bad player, but when it comes to defensiveness, like defensive capabilities of what he can do because of what his body allows him to do, he's always going to give away them type of fouls, you know.
But are we? Even though he did give away the foul, the fact there was 2 phases of play within the free kick, we're not going to blame Milner for that goal.
Can I just say something though? If Milner doesn't give away that foul, are we sitting there right now talking about a draw?
Havertz might pull it back and someone scored directly, so you can't say that.
You know what I just said though, but it's a debate though, right? It's a debate, right? Is it a debate?
Yeah,
yes or no?
but that was a second phase free kick. That was more about the defending for the free kick was poor.
Bro, we have to hold people accountable. It's like
it wasn't a direct free kick, man. I think it's very harsh to blame Milner for that goal.
No, but can I be honest with you? I know sometimes like because again, I don't want to go too far left and I don't want to be reactionary. But you know, sometimes you have to hold people accountable. Like I said, I think I said it to both of you in the last game. You see Salah and Mane, they cost us that game. They didn't. Salah missed a penalty, and Mane missed a guilty chance. We can't sit there and go, but for the rest of the game, they were amazing, rare to tear. There were how many things could have happened. Bro, we just got to hold people accountable. It's not even digging man out. It's like if someone wasn't good enough, you just say they're not good enough. Milner, in that specific incident, wasn't good enough, bro. And he let us down because he shouldn't have had to do that. But it's not even his fault because
I feel like
he shouldn't have played. You guys want to
say? I feel
say?
like even though you've got a point to a degree, that's going too far. Because that's what I'm saying. If we concede a corner, you're blaming the guy who gave away the corner. Like, that's going a bit too far. Bro.
No, but it's about holding people. Because one thing we do, I think
it depends on how it happens, Drift.
Yeah, it's
like,
how.
For example, last season when we drew with West Brom 1-1, which kind of started the downward spiral. I don't know if you remember, the reason they got their goal is because Curtis Jones tried something a bit outrageous and ended up giving a corner away. They scored from that corner. Curtis Jones
that's
at fault because it's not like he's.
Yeah.
No, but that's what I'm saying. So Milner, in my opinion, has kind of done the same thing here. He's given away a free kick he didn't need to give away, which has put us in a situation which has allowed us to concede a goal. So even though he might not be directly involved in the actual goal itself, it's his action that caused us to be in that situation. So he has to be looked upon. Whereas, say, for example, Curtis was blocking a cross and then the cross went for a corner and then they scored from a corner. No one can turn around and be like, what was Curtis doing? That's because that's him basically doing his job. Whereas Millie didn't have to make that foul.
I hear that.
It's a silly error. It was an error of judgment. That's what it is. And it's
if it was on the edge of the box, and then Havertz gets up and packs one in the top corner from a direct free kick, I agree with you. That's Milner's fault for giving away that free kick. But to give away a free kick in almost the corner position at the wide left, where all you got to do is defend the corner well, and we let someone have a shot on the edge of the box unopposed, I'm not blaming Milner for that.
It's a silly foul to give, though, because you know what? You know what it is, though, Drift? Milner is actually like a serial offender for these type of fouls, you know. And I know what you're saying. And what you may be saying is true.
He was
but
the better
doesn't-
midfielder out of the three,
No, but
so let's not go too
I
far.
know,
on
Drift, but it
Milner.
don't matter. It don't
You know what
matter
I'm
if
saying?
it don't matter if dog shit is dry or wet,
Yeah,
fam.
but that
Everyone
doesn't
was
mean he
still
can't be
doo-doo. Midfield
criticised
was
for that
dead.
particular moment.
No, I'm not saying
Yeah,
he
that's
should
what
be
I'm saying.
criticised, but I'm saying let's not start actually going too deep into blaming Milner for giving away a free kick. That should have been
No, but
defended better, and he was
it's
the best performing
accountability,
midfielder out of
though.
the three midfielders.
I'm not saying that. I'm not digging man.
No,
No, but here's the thing. I'm not
but
digging
we're
man
talking
out
about
and
this
saying,
one isolated incident.
yeah, this incident that cost because it was costly. Remember when Drift? Remember when Adrian come running out? I can't remember what game it was, and I said that was costly. Don't get me wrong. He made great saves, but he's still costly. We still got to call it. It was costly, bro. You see what I'm trying to say? Salah and Mane,
Prime
when they missed
example
their
was the
chance,
Tottenham game. as
We'll
well.
have to agree to disagree on this
it was
one.
costly. In my opinion,
No,
it was
but all
costly.
right, but all right.
was-
So Drift, just
I don't
Drift,
understand
just
why.
to switch it in a different direction. Allison, when we play against Tottenham, was at fault for their second goal, right?
Mm.
Was
Yeah.
it a costly error?
But he was brilliant apart from that, innit? So that's what the point is here. Milner was our
Yeah,
best
but remember, I
performing
did the
midfielder
same thing in
apart
that
from that
game.
situation.
I did the same thing after that
No,
game.
but
I told everybody to calm down when they were rinsing Allison because I was like, guys, I know he made that mistake, but without him, we probably let in 5 goals today.
No, but it's not bash. No, but the
not-
thing is,
but we're not
we're
rinsing.
not
We're just saying that particular situation. He was in the wrong. He was in the wrong for doing what he did, and that cost us a goal.
Fam.
Fair enough.
Doesn't mean he had a bad performance or anything like that. But we have to look at these individual moments cost us in the game, so it has to be looked at. And he was part of that moment. In the same way, Henderson's got to do better or whoever's meant to be on the edge of the box got to do better in closing down Kovacic. Even though it's a hell of a strike, and even if Henderson's next to him and Kovacic strikes it, he still might go in. But someone's got to do better of closing the angle down. But if the free kick's not given away, then we're not in that situation.
We're never in that
same-
situation. That's what I'm saying.
I don't even think it was a foul, and I think that's why I'm.
No,
thinking
you
more
could be right.
defensive to
No,
Milner.
you're
It weren't a
it's not
foul.
even-
It
You're right
wasn't
there.
even
What
a
it
foul.
wasn't a foul. It's just that Milner kind of.
But bro, if it wasn't a foul, then how can we blame him?
Because Milner still bailed. He gave the referee, but you know when you
No,
give
but
someone
guys, we're not going to
chance.
do that. If someone starts diving, we're not going to blame the player next to
No,
the diver.
obviously
Come
not,
on,
Div,
man.
but that is kind of what Milner does all the time. If you watch James Milner, bro, it's what he does. He's still a great player, but it's part of his trade at his stage of his
let's
career.
move on. Let's move on. We'll agree to disagree. All right. So obviously our goals. So Mane, a mistake from Trevor Chalobah, brilliantly finished. I think, especially considering the flack and the fact that he was called out, and rightly so, for his miss against Leicester. He could have easily bottled that. He could have tried to do something silly this time. That was the old Mane, thinking before he took on the situation, and he dealt with it superbly and gave us the lead. And then obviously Salah's chance, he made that as well. And then Salah's goal, a beautiful pass through by Trent, and Salah does what Salah does. He beat Marcus Alonso and then beat Mendy. Probably up there with goal of the season so far this season. The second goal, again, for me, that's a midfield thing.
The second goal was terrible defending from Kante for me. I'm not going to put all the blame on him, but when I watched it back in the replays, he's got to get to Kante quicker and just win the ball. There's no way Kante should be allowed to flip that ball.
You cut out when you said Kante. Did you who against?
Oh no,
Kante?
I'm saying Konate for me.
Konate.
Konate isn't like fully at fault as in like the whole goal is his fault. But when I watched the replay back 2-3 times, Konate has to get to Kante quicker.
I agree.
And stop
He could
him
have got
from
there
flicking the
faster.
ball on
He could
for
have got
that
there
for
faster.
Pulisic to be in on goal like that.
The
And to be
defensive
fair,
part was-
I've slightly got to say that I think Salah shouldn't have been beaten to the ball by Rudiger in midfield initially as well. Like, when the striker waits for the ball too long instead of engaging the ball, lets the defender come through.
Salah does that sometimes.
Salah shouldn't have waited for the ball to come to him as well. He should have just won the ball. And so that was the first phase. But then Konate's got to stop Kante from flicking that ball on. Like, Ibu cannot. And if you go and watch it back, Ibu had another second or two to engage Kante better, and he didn't. He decided not to. And that is why I feel like it was a big, big part of why they got that. But again,
I
Yeah,
think
it's
Kanata
mad,
takes
it's
some
mad.
of the blame. I don't know if he shoulders
I need to see
most of it though.
VVD because some
The
people
reason I
saying
say that is
VVD.
because, yeah, I mean, again, I have to say, like, if there's midfield runners running beyond our midfield, leaving our centre backs to deal with that, as well as their actual players that they're having to deal with, then there's something wrong there. So I think the reason why he's probably a bit sluggish, not trying to make excuses for him because he should have still got to the ball first, in my opinion, but was the fact that he was probably thinking, do I vacate the space? Do I not vacate the space? Because if I do, they're in. If I don't, what happens? Either way, I think Kanate has some blame there. I think Salah has some blame. But again, the midfielders, someone's got to be tracking Kante's run.
This is what I was
Kante
gonna
can't be
say.
running beyond the midfield and standing in space.
Because if I remember where Ibu had to run, because Kante was like he was like their widest player on the left, yeah. And if I remember, Ibu ran out to Kante. For Ibu to run there, that means Trent wasn't there. And you know when you're trying to remember like the picture of where everyone was, that says to me that we were out of shape. And he probably thought, I have to go to this ball now. And I'm hoping that Virgil comes with me and covers me and comes over. Because, you know, like I'm thinking to myself, there's no way Ibu's going to run to where Kante is if Trent is there. That means Trent weren't there. I'm trying to remember. So I need to look at it again. But that's just to me, we were out of shape. And again, another problem that we had all game.
A couple people are saying that Hendo passed the ball. Apparently, a couple people are saying Hendo passed the ball to Trent and it wasn't a great pass.
Well, this is what I was going to say as well. When we were in transition and going from like attacking to, Trent wasn't there. Yes, Ali A, I thought so. Trent wasn't there. When we're going from attacking to defensive, especially in this game, we were like slow to recover and we relied a lot on our centre backs to kind of sweep up and do the dogged work. And that all for me stemmed because the midfield transition wasn't quick enough or couldn't get into position quick enough. That's how I felt all game. Like they were just never in the right places all the time. It was a lot of like reactionary. We weren't setting traps for them. We weren't being proactive. They were being more aggressive. They were on the front foot. We never done none of that. And like that second goal, Kante being the furthest forward on that left-hand side, that shouldn't be happening. And someone should be marking him. And it shouldn't be Ibu. When Ibu's the centre-back going out to the right-back position. So...
I mean, the same could be said for the fact that why was Milner having to make that tackle and why weren't the defence handling Havertz for the first goal? So positionally, I think the team was all over the place the whole game. Because why was Milner having to get the guy who was playing the false nine? That should have been one of the centre-backs or the left-back, essentially. So I guess you could say...
He was dribbling down the right wing. You'd have dragged one of your centre-backs out of position to cover him out there.
No, but how was Milner been the one who's had to cover him in that position, though? Because
he's come from deep. It was Tsimikas and Milner, if I'm not mistaken, both running with him, but
they were. Milner was already running with him, I think.
So no, but the point I'm making is that I think we were so disjointed all over the pitch. There were times where somebody was where they shouldn't have been, and that's what the problem was for the entire game, basically, isn't it?
No, of course. But then if you're gonna 100%. And like I said before, the midfield freak of a combination like that was never going to help us. It was never going to do us justice. So if we were ever going to get caught out literally all game, we were always going to find ourselves in trouble. Because you could kind of see it. It was like, I don't know.
Can I flip it on you guys? Can I flip it on you guys? Often we come out and we say what we did wrong. Should we not, to an extent, actually credit what Chelsea did right today as well? Because let's be honest,
they played
their
very
midfield played absolutely. Their midfield played excellent today.
Their midfield played better than ours.
Kovacic and Kante were should we not give them a bit of credit as well, rather than just saying? Can you guys hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you now. You just kind of last like 5 seconds.
All right, I'll just say this and then I'll go out and come back in. Should we not give Chelsea a little bit of credit rather than just saying what we did wrong? Because whenever we do something right, we don't turn around and say the other team did something wrong. We always say what we did right. Is there not? Sometimes is it a case of, sometimes the other team just played better and we just couldn't deal with what was in front of us?
Yeah,
To
you
a
can.
degree, but I'm not going to
I
sit
agree
here
with
and
that.
praise Chelsea. So I'd rather look at our deficiencies than praise Chelsea.
No,
It's not necessarily praising, but you've
I'll
got to
give a
acknowledge
slightly
when
different
something
take. Yeah,
happens.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I'll give a slightly different take. I'll say Chelsea, in my opinion, they have to get some type of praise because it can't always just be we've made mistakes, we always beat ourselves. But if you do a lot of the time, you have to kind of give credit to the opponent. And today the opponent was Chelsea, and they played a very good game plan. Their midfield played very, very well. They shut our midfield down. Our midfield was scared to even touch the ball at times. People, I don't know what they were doing when they got the ball. They were just moving shook. You have to give them credit. As much as we don't like to, you kind of have to because they set out a game plan and for the most part it worked. You know what I'm saying? Like if we wasn't front foot enough to take our first 2 goals, we could have been in a lot more trouble. I'll put it to you like that. We could have been in a lot more trouble. And Chelsea weren't amazing. They were just better than us. They were better than us. They wanted it more. Like what you said, this drift as well. They wanted it more than us today, and we were
Yeah, they
moving
did,
shook.
but they definitely wanted it more. 100%.
And we were moving shook, so we kind of have to give them credit, man. They showed the hunger that we didn't have, man. And we shouldn't be saying that going into a game at Stamford Bridge, and we're trying to stay in a title race, but another team look like they're hungrier than us. Wow, that's what I can say. Is wow.
All right, going to read out some super chats and then move on to player ratings.
Yeah.
Pimp in Distress says, if you can't be respectful in the chat, pee off somewhere else. We are family. Big up Kop-Ish. Big up Pimp in Distress.
Man, that pimp, big up, bro.
Jamrock says, no cow, context or no context is a bad result. Fair enough. Ronaldinho the GOAT says, taking Jota off for invisible ox cost us our attacking edge. Mane, Jones, for Jones it is taking the P. Klopp just killed off any hope of a title race.
I don't even know if we can blame Klopp for the decisions.
Yeah, I was going to say that.
I
Is
think
speculation.
Linders is actually the one who was given full license to make the decisions today.
Yeah.
So I don't think we can. That's very unfair to blame Klopp for that, to be honest.
Yeah. Musa LFC 21 says, might be reactionary, but I'm tired of some of these guys. It's time for a rebuild. Seeing a same guys not performing or making a difference is jarring for me personally. Only Mane gets a renewal, no one else. It's a talking topic, to be honest.
Who else needs a renewal? Oh, what? No, Salah.
Bobby,
Wouldn't give Salah a renewal.
No. I'm pretty sure we're gonna assume that Salah's still in there. But Bobby, Ox, Cater, and Mane are the other four. Thank you to Mitchell Wells for your super chat. Jamie Phillips, football chats, big up Jamie. Says it's easy for everyone to blame FSG, but we need to start looking at Klopp. I'm sorry. But tactics, subs, high line, that's all on him. Need a real talk. I agree with that.
Yeah, we do need to have a talk about it. We do. That is.
Kadir said this before. Hendo's legs have gone. It's done. We will drop more points with this midfield, and we will not get reinforcements in to help. I don't think his legs have gone, but we do need reinforcements.
His running and his effort wasn't the issue; it was the decision making. So I don't think that's got anything to do with physical. To be honest, that's a mental thing. If you're making wrong decisions.
Mash says sick of having people that can't shoot. Been years. Yeah, I agree. We've been spoilt by Gerrard, I think. Devon K says, why is this not on Klopp? What about all the other draws we had this season? Yeah, agreed. Yeah, look, everyone kind of knows where I sit with FSG. Everyone knows where Drift sits with FSG. We ain't mentioned them once in this chat, and there's a reason why. Can't blame them for draws against Brentford and Brighton. Can't blame them for 2-0 up at Chelsea and then drawing 2-2. Can't.
Cal, did you know we haven't won in London?
No, I didn't. That's not like us either.
Lost to West Ham, drew with Tottenham, drew with Chelsea, drew with Brentford. We haven't won a game in London.
Yeah, that's not like us. It's not like us at all.
We normally win in London all the time.
Yeah, we do, yeah. Azim says City and Liverpool have taken the lead 17 times each. City have won every match. Liverpool have only won 12. That's a problem. Very true. Very true, bro. Edwards says, with the window open, it's time to remind people how bad things have become and the main reason the squad is regressing. Penny pinching and excuses started long before COVID. Being outspent by Delia Smith and expecting to compete is a joke. Yeah, agreed.
That's
I
mad.
don't think it's relevant to this game, but to the state of the club, yes, absolutely. Antio Chill says, Klopp, name me a player on the market who offers more than what Ox offers us. Also, Klopp drops Ox for a 36-year-old midfield. James over the hill, Milner. Yeah, I've got no rebuttal to that, bro. Kian says, if we go trophyless this season, Klopp has so many questions to answer. Beginning of the end of Klopp looks hella sketchy. Or I wouldn't say it's the beginning of the end for Klopp, personally. Even if we go without a trophy this season, I don't think we can say it's the beginning of the end. For me, personally. I'd be willing to have a debate about it with people. I don't know where you sit on that one, Drift.
Oh, come on, man. It's not time for Klopp to move on. And all that. That's
Yeah.
way too far. Come on. I'm not even going to entertain Klopp out.
Yeah. Callum says, rebuild needed massively, have no tactical flexibility whatsoever. Would rather players out of position than find alternative ways to play. Yeah. Rod's LF's TV says the midfield kept on losing the ball. Facts. Ason says takes one main midfield to get injured to question the depth. Yeah. Math says I can blame FSG. Man City wouldn't replace Naby. Man City would have replaced Naby and Ox. Yeah, I can't rebuttal that one either. You lot are really hitting with some of the stuff that I can't really go back and forth with. Can't lie. Big up to Aaron. He's a Chelsea fan. Says Happy New Year, chaps. Happy New Year to yourself as well, bro. Froggy says can't wait for Klopp and FSG to leave. Yes, Man United. Yeah, I can't say I'm waiting for Klopp to leave. Personally, I'd rather the owners leave first if I had to choose out of the two. Ash says bookies had us 4 favourites for the title. Let's be honest, guys. In August, it was hope. We had no expectation. Midfield needs freshening up. It's gone stale. Top 4 in the League Cup with a lack of investment. I'll take it. It's a fair point.
Looking like at the moment, that's pretty much what we might get.
It depends on how strong we go in the League Cup, though. That's for the preview for that game. Mitchell says the most frustrating thing for me is when we go 2-0 up, why do we keep such a high line and pressing high up the pitch like we're the ones losing? That's tactics.
I've always said that. Poor game management. We've gone back to like 18, 19 where we weren't good at managing games. Because I think in 1920 we got brilliant at managing games. We were winning games 1-0 at some point because we were just able to see the game out. And I think we've gone back to that 18-19 mentality where even with a 2-0 lead, you don't feel quite secure because you just know we're not managing the game well. I hate it. Yeah. We had a 2-0 lead out. I think that's the real issue I have with this game being a draw. If that was 1-1 and then it was 2-1 and 2-2 and it was like one of them kind of games, I'd be like, you know what, that's just football, innit? But you go 2-0 up, I don't care who you're playing, you win the game. I'm sorry, once you've got a 2-goal advantage, you win that game, man. We're Liverpool. Like if Brentford get a 2-0 advantage at Stamford Bridge, you expect Chelsea to come back. But if Liverpool get a 2-0 advantage, that game should be done. There should be no way Chelsea get back in that game. Cal? All right, I think I've lost count. Let me get through some of these super chats there for people. Big up everyone as always in the chat. Make sure you hit that like button, guys. Subscribe if you're new. Let me get onto some of these. Big up Crypto Nation. Says, I really do think no matter who we put in the midfield for Milner, our formation catered to Chelsea. I think this is where we need Firms as a false 9. Yeah, I guess so, because he drops in and he does help the midfield. So I kind of get what you mean on that one. Big up Kadir, who says we are way too passive, even VVD on the second goal. Why was VVD running away from Pulisic? Why? Yeah, I'll have to even go and look back at VVD because I'll be honest with you, I don't really remember what Van Dijk did for the Pulisic goal. So I'll have to go and look back at that, Kadir, but I'll take your word for it.
Yeah, sorry, my internet on our normal setup is just playing silly buggers at the moment.
Okay. No worries.
So are you just going through the super chats, yeah?
Yeah. I just read Cryptos and Kadir's. So Jamrock saying, Matt, how long? Oh, Matt's not here. How long did it take Klopp last year to play an actual centre back at the back instead of midfielders? Where many fans, including myself, said that was BS. It didn't change until Hendo and Fab were both injured. That is true. I mean, let's not go back over last season, but it is true. There were times when he could have played centre backs and he didn't, and that was on Klopp. And I don't think anybody didn't say it was on Klopp. I think a lot of people did actually admit at the time Klopp was at fault for having some centre backs. Like Nat Phillips has one, and he was still playing midfielders. So yeah, Klopp is not blameless. Let's keep it a buck. Klopp is not blameless. Like, we love the guy and he's an elite manager, but he is not blameless. Like, not in any sense of the imagination. You know what I mean?
Josh says, "Don't be disappointed. Everyone could see our issues and we never address them. What are these execs doing in terms of bringing in more money? No idea. Signing deals with LeBron James. We'll see where that leads to." Promo says, "If we had
Cargan again.
I agree with that. If Kante was in our midfield, we would have smoked them. I agree with that.
Probably. Genie Dini says, under FSG, I've come to accept as a club, we've only truly compete every 4 to 5 years, and we'll never be title favourites. Only underdogs, no funds, no love." Mr. Tibbs 09 says, the frustrating thing is the frustrating thing is Manchester City wins this game 3-0 today while cruising in second gear. Chelsea would get spanked at Etihad on their form. I agree with that.
Yeah, Chelsea would have never beat City today, especially with
I mean, don't get me wrong. It was 2-2. So we act like it's a thing, but yeah, you're right.
Bro, when you're in a title race, the draws are lost.
No, I agree with that. I agree with that. Crypto Nation says, I really do think no matter who we put in the midfield for Milner.
Apologies, guys.
I did that one already, Matt. I did that one.
Oh, yeah, already?
Yeah, done that one. And Kadir's one underneath, I did already.
Cool. All right, then. Nice 25 Jammer says, Rudiger and Silva are too good of headers of the ball to be giving up free kicks in the attacking third. Like, what are we really debating about? Really? Boy, I'm coming with some truth serum tonight.
I mean, when we've got our big boys at the back, we shouldn't be too worried, or we should be able to cause the same level of threat, which is what's very frustrating. You know what I mean? If you actually look at the midfielders, if you look at our centre backs, we should definitely be able to cause teams problems from set pieces, and we're not, which is really weird. Matip, Konate, and Van Dijk are all very imposing centre backs that should be getting 2, 3, 4 goals each a season. There isn't really any excuse for it, to be honest.
I agree. To hear Cressy says,
my internet's about as reliable as Liverpool's midfield at the moment, so apologies.
No, it's cool. It's cool. Once we've done the supers, bro, we're gonna go into the player ratings.
Player ratings. Is this to hear you reading that now?
Yeah. To hear as well. Yeah.
Klopp knew about the heavy fixtures, wanting a thinner squad, injury-prone bench, and now COVID, AFCON, FSG, no funds, no backups for any positions. Fed up. Yeah, I can't even.
There's no excuse. You know, it's like we can't even.
Yeah,
as fans, we can get mad, but what it is, we can't back our manager.
No, we can't.
Be like, oh man, that you see what Klopp's got to deal with because he's sitting there saying, "I'm happy with the squad, happy with what's going on."
Boy, A-Spec Limited says the high line only works if the pressing is executed correctly. Teams are getting through our midfield too easily. We are no longer suffocating teams.
100%.
I agree with that. I agree with that fully, bro.
That's why they're able to just keep playing long balls because there's no pressure on the ball. It's Real Madrid all over again. Do you remember that's happened in the Real Madrid game? There's just no pressure on the ball, and they just was able to keep playing the ball over the top. Same thing.
Ronaldinho Goat said Milner's absolutely finished. Hendo bench, Ox out.
I don't know why I laughed at that. You know what it is? I just had this picture of someone running, and you know when James Milner's, you know when someone runs and they do this and they're cupping their hands because they're trying to give you all the welly. Fam, Milner, I'm gonna be honest, yeah. Milner,
you know, it's mad. Milner was the best midfielder today, though, so it is mad that he's the one who everyone's going. Milner's done.
Man.
Like,
I think what it is though, you know what it is though, Jeff, because he's there it is. He's
but
36.
That's too easy to just say that because he's old.
No. I know, but even Man City thought, there's a time when we kind of got to let certain man go because the age catches up with you. They don't play Fernandinho.
No, not really, bro. All their legends got to leave in retirement.
How old is
really.
Fernandinho, bro?
Like,
how old is Fernandinho, though?
We're a different kettle of fish.
Fernandinho still plays, bro. He just plays 3 games in a row.
No. Rodri's the guy. Come on, Rodri's the guy.
No, but Fernandinho just played 3 games in a row, man.
No, but they eased in Rodri.
That was probably for the first time in like 3 years.
They phased him in, didn't it?
I'm just saying Fernandinho did just play 3 games in a row.
John is as well. I feel like we hold on to the annual bleep test of James Milner going into training as well, like him probably being the best, and we're like, oi!
No, guys, come on, let's think about it. We can't do the age thing too much because David Silva got to leave on his own accord, and I think he was 34 when he left. Company got to leave on his own accord. He was 33, 34 when he left. Fernandinho's still there. Aguero's legs were just so gone. They didn't have any choice but to let him go. So, like, they do hold on to their old players as well. You know, it's not just
they're in a different situation to us.
Yeah, and they got that, bruv. You see, when they had
they can afford to let
he was already bringing up Bernardo, and Bernardo was already bringing up Foden, bruv.
That's the difference. They have the guy ready to replace. That's the difference.
Who's replacing Milner? Who's replacing him?
Well, Milner shouldn't even need to be replaced because we've got Thiago, Henderson, Naby. Milner shouldn't even be playing. That's the problem. Milner is a great 7th choice midfielder. You know that. Yes. It's the fact that he shouldn't be playing so regularly. That's the problem.
Agreed. Milner should be playing in the cups. Sorry to hold you up, Kyle. Milner should be playing in the cups. They should be in the cups. The cups. Yeah.
Zabiri says, "Happy New Year, my G's. Drifty, you need to wake up and smell the ganja. Mill needs to get out of the team to free up the budget, and he's responsible for Genie."
No, come on, bro. He's not responsible for Genie.
Man said he's eating into that wage.
I mean, he is on a decent amount though. Still,
he's on a decent.
Yeah, he is.
He joined on a free, to be fair, so it's not really.
He deserves that money. This brother's had to play left back, right back, left wing, back thingy, midfielder, holding man.
As a servant, he's been the best free signing.
People are forgetting he played flipping right back and left back this season, even. Like he fills in, you know. Millie does his thing, man. Let's not just start abusing my man when he was the best midfielder on the pitch today. I know it's a low standard, but he was still the best out of the 3 of them. Like
Sam Matt's Legend says, "Happy New Year, Team Kop-Ish. Formation and style Klopp likes restricts creativity from midfield. In my opinion, he must learn to change his formation, especially against low block. But quality of depth in our midfield won't allow it." Very true. Math says, imagine bringing on St. Max instead of Naby.
Pipe dream.
Yeah, that's
not for me. I mean, I'm cool with it, but you know.
BC says things are now, isn't it? No, BC says doing the same thing over and expecting different results is insanity. So it's said, while we don't upgrade or add quality and depth, be the same next season.
If we don't add quality in the summer, this is what I will actually say. Even before a ball is kicked, we are in the mud. Like when I say in the mud, I don't mean like relegation or top 10, but just any aspirations for a title next season. You see how this season there was some genuine belief because we felt like if everyone's fit, we got a chance. But we knew it's still going to be a long shot because you're asking for everyone to be fit, and that never happens during the season. But you see, we have the same squad again.
Yeah,
going into next season, you're having a laugh, bro.
You're having a laugh. Henderson was killing me. Constant bad clearances.
I'm not
Yeah.
at Henderson.
Villain, I think as a fan, why it's devastating is we tend to start off as legends and we don't want the effort that was put in done for nothing. I'm guessing that is, as fans, we start off at the top and we feel as though we should be getting more out and we're not, which is understandable. Right, to the fun part of the show when we don't win or lose. So when we don't win.
Now, before we get there, have you got the new system? Have you got the new system in place? Remember,
No,
I've
not had a chance to sort that yet. If you give me a couple of minutes, I might be able to. If you guys want to just have a little chat.
I don't mind. I think it'll be a nice way to start. But
we'll start the new year with a draw
with the new player rating. So,
no, joking.
The wickedest thing is just back to what I was saying before.
It's all set, Carl. Sorry to cut you, Jeff. It's all set, Carl. The new one's all, when you go to it, it's all good, basically.
Cool.
I've just checked it out now quickly. Yeah, go on, Jeff. Sorry.
Yeah, as I was saying before, when we was having a conversation a bit earlier about the whole title being over and whatnot, and if people have allowed their opinion, I fully agree that it's not either way telling the other way they're wrong or they're right. Like I said, the one thing I don't understand is just the feeling of, if I just keep on saying I support the team and we can still do this, it makes me a better fan. I think that was the only thing that I had an issue with from the thing before, because what we need to stop doing as a fan base is trying to compare how great of a fan we are to another fan. We're all fans. I think that's something that's always irked me for a long time, is when people, even like when some people do that, I go to games, you don't, I'm a better fan than you. It's like, we're all fans. I think that's the thing that I don't like, is if someone has an opinion in any form of negativity, people start to do you're a crap fan. No, it's got nothing to do with that. Do you know what I mean? Even like if you're doing a score prediction and you think the other team's going to beat your team, and people go, well, you're not a fan. Why? If I think my team can't win this game, how does that mean in any way, shape or form I'm not a fan? So that's the part that I think we've got to stop doing this. If I'm always positive all the time, I'm a better fan than you because you're being negative. That's the part. So if you want to believe we can still win the league, then go ahead. I'm completely all for you having your positivity, but I'm not going to look at a realistic situation and keep myself in that state of mind that we can do it, knowing it's not really going to happen.
When is our next game, guys?
Thursday, Arsenal.
What, in a cup?
Yeah. We'll speak about that another time. Right. Player ratings. Player ratings.
Right.
First and foremost, shout out to, I'm not going to say the person's name because I don't know if they want to be credited publicly, but shout out to the person who helps us with this beautiful layout, beautifully done.
Nice with the Kopish thing. Yeah, appreciate that. And there's no ads.
You guys have got your 6.5s. Everyone's happy.
Yeah,
shout out to the person who did this. All jokes aside, thank you very much. Really appreciate you going out your way to do this for us. So thank you very much on that note.
Normally there's the ads as well.
And you know what? I'm not even gonna lie. He's actually a G the way he set it up, because I must admit it's kind of impressive still.
It's lovely.
Because he's made it from scratch. That's why it's impressive. He actually made it from scratch. So I'm very impressed. So big up yourself, man.
And it's a lot easier to do than on the last one.
Because as I said before, the other one, remember, it's the same thing, but I don't know how they've done it. They've taken things out of it, innit? Because
it's clean.
Because I can see that there's no ads. Remember before there was the little ads and all that.
Bro. The ones that used to play in you lot before I was watching dirty movies in the background, bro.
Remember Rush Hour where it's like you're watching a dirty movie.
you know, before I was getting jiggy behind the camera, bro.
Is it Jackie Chan said dirty movie?
Couple people in the comments accused me of having Consuelo under the table, bro. All right.
Why are people? People are really going for Flacco, saying he needs WD-40 in that.
No, Flacco was dead today.
Flacco weren't good today, man.
Based on today, Flacco was dead, bro.
Man, say Flacco needs
Before
some oil in them thing. Yeah, go on.
Before we do go into player ratings, though, guys, over 1,000 of you. So first and foremost, thank you very much for joining us on this Sunday. But please do smash the like button if you haven't, guys. Please do get us up to 1,000 likes. If there's 1,000 of you here, you should get at least 1,000 likes, right?
Trust
Even
me.
if you've just come to have a little laugh at us, if you're a rival fan or if you're a Chelsea fan, please do smash that like button. Right, we're going to start with the goalkeeper, Kelleher.
Kelleher. Do you know what? He done all right, you know, Kelleher. I have to be honest, because big game, he didn't fumble the bag. He really didn't, if I'm being honest. Couple of shaky, like, when I say shaky, like, distribution sometimes was a little bit, when I say a little bit off, but he gets like an 8.5. I thought Kelleher was serious. Made one very good, in fact, I think 2 very good saves. I think Kelleher done what he was supposed to do.
Is there any part of you that feels like Kelleher's got to do better for the Pulisic goal?
No,
but Pulisic tucked that off.
No, I'm just asking questions.
No, I
because I know it wasn't a fault for the Kovacic goal, so I'm saying is there anything he could have done better for
the thing is, goal? Do you know always is a good sign when you come away from a game and you played your backup goalkeeper and he's not the main talking point. That says to me he's done well. You know them ones there, because if this was,
I think he's dramatically underrated.
Yeah, because
by the way, you know what? People have actually got to listen rather than like be reactionary. I said, is there anything he could have done better? Just asking a question for conversation. People acting like I said he should have done. You know what's up, guys? Listen to what I say.
I hear what you're saying. But I think it could have come across as like a rhetorical.
Yeah.
No, because after you lot said something, I even said, no, I'm just asking.
We know that, Drift, but it can come across like that.
Because even that one, I'm giving it 8.5. Remember the one? Someone just reminded me about the one. Remember the 1-on-1?
I'd have been tempted to give him a 9, but I know.
I think it's an 8.5. You know,
being too.
No, I think 8.5 is a good one. I think 8.5.
Because then, I'm giving 8.5, but
I think if you get a 9, you've got to be almost in the perfect category in it for the 9s and 10s. Like that's like, and I think you need to be like peppered all game kind of as well.
Man's even done the 5.5. You know, man said average. Oh. Man said you can get a 5.5, you know.
Oh, but you can.
I don't know that's even possible.
Of course it is.
Average on, you know. No, I'm done.
Trent.
I'm not gonna lie. Trent's pass was sick, but he was kind of under the cosh. And for that, was it the second goal when I said he's out of position? Where Kante was. I don't know where Trent was.
I'll have to look back at that because remember Trent's starting position he's told to be there. So I'll have to go back and look and see if it was Trent or what it was.
Wasn't the greatest. Some of his passing was a bit lazy as well, you know. Remember that time where I think we all were just like, oh, what's Trent doing?
But then again, it was a beautiful assist for the Salah goal.
That's what I'm saying.
I'll say he's probably got
him a
6.5 or a 7.
6.5.
I
think 7 too high. I think 7 too high. I think it's got to be a 6 or 6.5. I'm a side with a 6.5. I'm a side of it because it's Trent, but still,
Konate.
Him and Virgil, boy, they were under the cosh at certain points. A little bit.
I'll give Konate a 6.5 or a 7. Well, he played well, but I definitely feel he was massively at fault for the Kante flip.
Okay. I don't think he was massively at fault, but I need to see it again whether that.
No, not massively at fault for the whole goal. Massively at fault for Kante being allowed to make the pass.
Oh, okay.
And effectively, the pass was the killer ball. So I still got to lay some blame there. So I'll go 7 because I think he played well.
Yeah.
Not brilliantly, but I do have to mark him down for not getting to Kante better. So yeah.
I would probably, if I'm being honest, give him a 6.5.
6.5 for me as well. Do you know what? Someone just reminded me in the comments. I've missed the comment now, but you know Kelleher's first save where he's taken it off the feet of Mason Mount. That was Trent's fault as well, you know.
Yeah.
Remember, I didn't get to watch the beginning of the game because I was having technical
Yeah.
problems. That happened at the beginning of the game.
I'll be honest. I think Trent might have to get moved down to a 6, guys.
Trent can't be it might have to just be a straight 6.
Yeah.
A bit harsh to get moved.
Basically, what happened, Drift, is he intercepted the ball and he was
remember
running
now. Yeah,
from the
you said
right to
that.
left across the
Yeah.
box and went to clear it, but he's kicked it straight into a Chelsea player and it's gone to Mount and he had a one-on-one, but he tried to round him. But
and Keller stood up.
Oh,
yes,
bloody hell,
I said it was a deflection live. You're absolutely right. Watching it back, I was wrong.
Yeah, because Konate was better than Trent. It's so mad because if Trent doesn't give that assist, I don't see again. It's how you perceive things, isn't it? Because it's mad. If Trent don't give that assist, I think we're marking him even lower. You know, because even his running back was a little bit like caught out, but then his starting position so high. I think that's fair. I think 6 for Trent is fair. 6.5 for Ibu is fair.
I don't want this to be even a segment. I just want to say it. I'm worried for Trent's future in terms of him being running to the ground. I think we forget how young he is and how many games he's played and the position he plays in and the demand on him as a player from Liverpool Football Club. I worry about his future.
I'm not saying nothing because a lot of the fan base is very happy about adequate secondary choice right back. And I said,
we
if
desperately
Klopp was happy
need some
enough,
rotation there.
Here's the maddest
that's
thing.
what I'm going to say.
It might be a bold statement, and maybe people might think I'm chatting shit on face value, but if you really deep it, you'll see where I'm going. I actually think Trent is the player in our whole squad that carries the most responsibility.
So if that is the case, no. Let's say he's top 3, even if he's not the top. Yeah, don't that mean to say, bro, he needs a break?
Oh no, that's what I'm saying. That in agreement with what Cal's saying. This is what I'm saying.
So, bro,
I feel
imagine
like he is definitely he carries the most responsibility. He's got
sorry to cut you guys. Today was
Yeah.
his 200th game. The boys just turned 23.
How can you be 23 and play 200 games, fam?
On the one hand, that's phenomenal, yeah.
That's kind of mad, though. I'm scratching my head.
On the other hand, I've got to ask myself, who we bringing in to just give this guy a little bit of relief, man?
Oh, bro,
Stop burning this brother out, man. We've seen it happen with Michael Owen. We've seen it happen with Torres. We burn players out.
And you want to know what, Cal? I'm not even saying it needs to be a rotation thing, but it needs to be 65th minute. Can Trent come off and have a rest for the last 20 minutes?
No, I am saying rotation, brother. I am now. Like, I don't. You see this whole notion of first 11 and second 11. Nah, bro. I want everyone walking into training on a Monday thinking, "Oh, am I gonna play on Saturday?" I love Alisson. I love Virgil. I love these players. I don't want anyone being a guaranteed starter anymore. I want everyone being uneasy.
Yeah, I mean, I see the logic behind that.
I want everyone being uneasy, bro. Not in the sense of have I got a future at the club? Just as will I start this game when we're gonna have to wait a week?
No, but Jordan is even if it's not what you're saying, and every single person is seen as rotational, because you're gonna have your first choices. But what it is, though, Cal, your first choice needs to understand that if he needs a rest or has a bad game, someone else can play in his place, and they will keep playing until you either raise your level or get back to form, right? Or you know what I mean, like a bit like Robbo Simicast. But this is what I was saying, and you man were having a go at me. And it's not about I told you, but I was like, this is why we can't afford to have Nico there. Because if Nico's there, I don't feel like Trent can rest. And not only that, I don't even think Klopp believes in Nico as much as maybe, I don't even know, maybe before he believed in him, I don't know. But you see, like that when I'm saying to you, man, and I know it was like last season before, and I was like, oh, we should even get a Semedo. And I'll be real with you, Semedo's dead. Like even I was just speaking, but we need someone, basically what I'm trying to say is we need someone better than Nico to allow Trent, when he needs to rest, we don't look at the level on drop-off and go, oh my gosh, we're in trouble. Because you see,
but Matt, here's the thing. He has that in Simicast and he still plays Robbo all the time.
But here's the joke,
let's not get off topic.
We'll
talk about We'll save that for another show. But Virgil, what we're saying for Virgil, boys?
I'm not going to lie. Virgil wasn't that great, you know?
Yeah, Virgil, he's not higher than Konate.
No, he's not, bro.
I'd
I'd
probably
probably
say
the
he's got
same
to
as
get a
tonight.
fix like Trent as well, probably.
Probably about this. I'd say.
I'm gonna have to go back and look at how much of he was at fault for the second goal as well, because a lot of people are saying VVD was at fault for the second goal.
I don't
So I'm
think.
gonna have to
I'm
go
seeing
back
some
and have
low
a look.
ratings. I'm seeing some low ratings for Virgin
Because
as
he
well.
won't. But I'll be honest, he wasn't good. He wasn't good, fam.
Do you even remember when he got beat by Pulisic, or Mount when they had a shot that just went wide? But it was like, Virgil, how did he even get that shot off? Like, it was like Virgil closed his eyes and just didn't even like look what he was
He
doing.
looked tired, bro. And what
But
we
here's
got to
the thing.
remember.
Virgil is going to be tired because even though people think he had a year off, no, he didn't. Anyone who knows, when you're recovering from an injury of that level, your rehabilitation is non-stop. So you're not getting a
Hold on.
break.
I just remember something. So to cut you, Driv. Didn't Virgil have COVID?
Yeah, he did, yeah.
Do you see what I'm trying to see? I'm actually quite.
did.
But we couldn't even play Matip because Matip has it now, innit?
Yep.
Yeah.
No, but here's the wickedest thing, though. I think it's got to that point now where even though you lot was saying that VVD will find form around this time,
Yeah.
I also think we've got to realize he's going to get leggy now because he didn't play football for a year,
the
and now
virus.
he's playing football every week, twice a week.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
So,
saying? Like,
someone said that's an excuse. No, I'm not saying it's an excuse. Yeah, I'm just saying if a man's just come back from it, and obviously when they do your test, they're not gonna say to you, "Oh, you're not match fit." They're gonna look at you, see if you're actually physically fine. Just physically, like they're gonna check everything. That doesn't mean to say that he couldn't have had some lasting effects in terms of like, because I found him weird. Like the drop off was mad for me. Anyway, I noticed his drop off.
and in the Leicester game, he weren't good either.
What are we getting in for today, then, boys?
I'm giving him a 6.
I'll give him a 6 as well.
6 is the score. Simicast.
Oh, Simicast was great. I thought it was an 8 straight off the bat.
Oh,
No
I
complaints.
don't know if I go that high.
Bro, he's a warrior. I thought Simicast was very good, you know.
8 though. I don't know if I'll go with high. 8. He's
Yeah.
definitely better than the other defenders. Yeah, that's a fact.
He
I don't
set
know if I'd
pace
go
for
with
our
a high.
defense. He was
I'd have
about
probably gone
it.
7.5 for Simicast.
Fair enough. For me, it was an 8. I thought it was about it today, Simi.
Yeah, 7.5, I'd say. Yeah.
I thought it was very, very good today.
Simi's excellent, man.
I'm
Very, very
serious,
happy with
bro.
that signing.
Easily.
But
our
he
first
was
defender.
doing. But you know what it was, guys. Even though he was playing well, I still think his passing was kind of poor. He did a lot of crap.
Yeah,
crosses.
when you consider, maybe it's because I'm thinking he was.
Some of his
might be-
corners were even crap, and we're used to his crossing and
He
his
played
passing.
one back.
being
Yeah, I
impeccable.
remember actually. Yeah.
And he was putting in some really crap crosses today. So, you know what I mean? Like, even though he played well, I still think his passing was off today.
That's fair enough. Fabinho.
5.
I'm here, man, saying he WD-40 and that. Man
He
was
was average today.
man was creaking up the place, you know.
I don't know. I've got him between. I've got him as a 4.
Bro, someone put him as his squad number 3. Allow it.
No, that's way too low. I know he was bad, but he wasn't that bad.
Yeah, I'm gonna say Fab.
Fab was a 4 for me.
Fab was. No, I'm giving him a 5. I
I'll
can't
give
do
him-
that to. I can't do that to Fab. Still, it was bad though. He was bad.
He was bad by his standard. That's what it is. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
he was bad. I can't lie. Fab was bad. I mean, he's borderline 4. If I'm being
Yeah,
honest,
he is borderline 4. I agree with that. He is borderline 4.
he's
I agree.
borderline 4. I can't be front. He was just like, he's like he wasn't even there. Yeah, go on, Carl.
Henderson.
Oh Lord.
I'll
Move
say
off the
Henderson
Band-Aid.
5 as well.
Henderson was. I'm sorry, guys. Our midfield was not good today. I don't see how they're in average, guys. I got to be honest. Throughout the
Because
whole
they
game,
were
we never come.
Like,
Say
they
again?
were average. There was an average performance. We still went to Stamford Bridge and didn't
big man
lose
thing,
the
you
match.
man. Big man thing. Who was better, Henderson and Fab? Or
Henderson
they
was
all,
better than Fab.
or were they both as
No,
bad as each
dude.
other?
No, Fabinho is better than Henderson today.
No, I disagree. I think Henderson.
I'm not
was
gonna lie. I
just
thought
better
Henderson was.
than Fab.
I thought Henderson was washed. And I don't say that about him, but he looked bad.
And
Just like
there's-
Fab,
there's-
though.
At
Just like
least
Fab.
there's a couple of moments in the game that I can remember Henderson being kind of involved. I don't remember Fabinho really being involved in anything.
Fab was way, way better in my opinion. He's more involved as well, in my opinion.
Fab was better, but it's like, but they were both.
But not once,
I'm a-
guys. Not once in that game did we say Hendo or Fabinho were like that was excellent or that was really good.
Yeah,
Like,
that's true. Both of them.
No, there was
bad.
some times when Henderson won the ball back a few times and we were like, oh, good tackle. And he was the
Right.
one who won the ball after Mane won the ball and Hendo was the one who made the pass for Trent to set Salah up for the second goal. So there was an odd thing that he did well where I can remember a moment. So
but
I
in
just
90
think
minutes
five
to
as
say
well.
that
I'm gonna rip off the band-aid. I'm gonna be honest with my one. I'm just gonna say there were even times when they pressured him, and I don't want to say this, yeah, but I have to say it. It almost looked like they pressured him, knowing that he doesn't have the ability to get out of the situation. He's either gonna have to like hit a ball long and hope that it's a perfect ball, or if he does get out, it'll kind of be like he was able to get out in that type of situation because I thought they really pressured him. I remember there was one point they pressured him on the right hand side, yeah, and it was horrible to watch. It's like I saw what they were doing. I was like, oh, you ain't gonna get this tight spot. Fam, will be real, he's a 4. I thought it was a 4, you know, but I'm even thinking I might have to move Fab down there because I'm thinking Fab was just as bad as Hendo. Fab was ever so slightly better, but they're man, they're in the category.
For me, they're both in
horrible.
4. I'd have given Fab a 4 and Hendo a 3.
It was horrible to watch. Can't even lie. I'm giving Hendo a 4. Captain or not, he gets a 4. I thought it was doo-doo.
Were you giving him drift?
Hurts me to say that, boy. But he's getting.
I'm not going to argue with you lot because it's not like they were good. They're not worth like fighting for or anything. So whatever it is, you lot want to give them 3s or 4s. I'm not going to argue it. They were bad. I think that's a bit low, but
Is Fabinho still average? I'll be honest. I'd have probably given Milner a 5.
if Henderson is going down into the 4s, I think Fabinho should go down there as well. I don't really think either was better than the other. So
I think Fabinho was just better than Hendo.
When I say a
In fact,
smidgen, but I'm not gonna argue.
In fact, I don't think it was just. I think it was just better.
Because what you got to remember
still-
is, even though the midfield as a collective are responsible for taking care of the ball, as the holding player, if the defense is constantly getting attacked, it is a little bit more wary you. And the defense, as you lot said, the midfield wasn't stopping the attack of Chelsea from being able to just get at us constantly. Where was the holding man? Like, where was he? That is his role.
But it's the myth. I said it's the combination. Because that's why when I
all
said
3 of them are really holding them, bro. Let's be honest.
I know, but Hendo and Milner were still playing more of that 8, and Flacco was the 6. So
that's
like,
even worse
you know what I
because
mean?
Hendo kept on just giving away the ball and inviting pressure back onto us, bro. Dude, they were both.
They were all giving the ball away, all of them.
They were both poor, man.
Guys, let's not stick to the midfield. Let's just move on because I'm not gonna lie. The midfield was just. I think we just have to accept it. They were just poor today, innit? Like, it doesn't matter. To be honest, it doesn't matter kind of the rating. It's just that they were all poor and yeah.
What we giving Millie then?
I think Milner was probably the best. That I can't even believe I'm saying this, but
I would have said 5.5 for Milner.
5.5.
I can live with that.
5.5. But it's that foul, fam. It's that old man foul. He was like, I think
it was a dive, but yeah.
I can't get there, so I'm gonna stick my leg. You know them one. Oh, it's just like, bro, you didn't even. I don't know.
Salah
scored a goal.
Brilliantly.
More goals though. Kind of went a little bit missing. Mane was the better though. Mane was better than them two.
And the thing is, Salah kind of like came to life brilliantly around like the time when he scored the goal, but a couple of minutes before the goal, he had a chance and he should have done better. He had that 1-on-1. I mean, I think it was offside in the end, but even then, I was like, wow, how was Salah to hit that straight?
He was a menace, though. He was a menace. You know what? The chances were they didn't really. In terms of like our midfield, didn't give them much to work with. Like I know Salah scored and Mane scored, but you know that overall, when you look at the 90 minutes, we'll get onto Jota in here, but the midfield didn't give them a lot to work with. So I'm gonna say Salah gets a 7.5. 7.5.
What are you saying?
Yeah, I'm all right with that.
No, he's going to be off to AFCON. Jota.
Fam.
Oh, boy.
Jota was doo-doo. I can't even lie, he was doo-doo, fam. Didn't really get involved in the game. He didn't really made bad decisions as well. I'm gonna be honest, bro. Jota like a 5-4. Jota weren't good. Probably one of the most least effective games he's had, you know. And I said to Drift, keep him on because he's the type of guy that could maybe get us a goal, even if he's not involved in the game. But have to be honest, bro. He was found wanting today, Jota. I was really disappointed with him, you know. I can't even front. The other two really held their own.
Yeah, this game could have done with today.
It needed Bobby Firmino to kind of get your foothold in the game and make things happen. Because if you can't score, try and make it so someone else can score. But I'm be honest.
Remember there was a time when somebody played it was Henderson played a really good pass to him, and he controlled it. And then he was more bothered about twerking on the centre back than actually controlling the ball. And then the midfielder just came and took the ball off him. It was what are you doing, bro?
He's got that smidgen of Lacazette in him where he likes to back, because the way he likes to back at the defender is just fam, allow it. I know you want to hold off the man, but still, bruh.
Yeah, I'll probably say, I'm not going to lie to you lot. If we're going to go for Fabinho, Hendo 4, we kind of got to go Jota 4 as well. He wasn't better than them. We got to be honest, he wasn't.
As I said, for me, he gets a 4 or 5.
Yeah, I think he's got to be the same. I think he's got to be a 4.
You know what I mean?
Well.
He's got. He weren't good,
man. Mane.
Oi, Sadio Mane. You know, for me,
I thought it was an 8.
I thought he played well. He probably was 8.5. He played very well. Took his goal well. And the thing is, I said it to you. I was like, if my man would have cleared off the line, people would have been slating Sadio. But he done the hard part. He done the easy part. He done it.
You know, even if that got cleared off the line, I wouldn't even have really begrudged him. You know.
No, I know. But
it can happen. I know what would have happened.
Yeah,
I know what would have happened.
They would have packed him up.
It's again for me. It's not just about the goal. Bro. It was the fact that he was taking on a man. He was turning, man. He was doing the 1-2 when he pulled off.
Bro, he was involved.
That's
Constant
Mane was a threat.
He was. I'm gonna say 8, bro. You're right. He's an 8. He's an 8.5. Probably our best player. Easily our best player, in fact. When I think about it now, he's our best player.
All right. Then
subs. Is it the subs now, isn't it?
Yeah. So first 2 were Naby and Ox.
I'm gonna be honest, because I had to do a lot of changing and stuff. I didn't see a lot of them. What I saw, I just thought, okay.
I think they're both in poor.
5, 4.
I think they're both in poor.
Yeah, there you go, bro. I've got no complaints.
So what did I have?
Naby
and Ox. I didn't see much of them drifts, so you and Cal saw more of me of Ox and Naby.
Yeah. Both of them came on with 15-20 minutes to go, right?
Yeah, I put them both in poor personally.
I would have gave them 5, but yeah.
Okay. Who's the other midfield? Curtis Jones came on, didn't it?
Yeah, Curtis was only on for 2 minutes, if that.
Yeah, you can't really give him that.
You know what? At least Curtis looked like he's still kind of got that, where you don't look a bit rusty. I know it was only a 2-minute sample, but at least he looked a bit loose. You know what I mean? He didn't look stiff. I'm hoping that's because the injury was to his head. Therefore, his body, he was still working out. So he hasn't. You know what I mean? If you get a body injury and you can't work out, that's how sometimes you can get a bit stiff. But if it's a head injury, he can still go on the bike, go on the running machine and do little things like that. So hopefully he's still got his fitness. And he looked like it in his little spells. So, yeah.
What are we going to do for Klopp?
No, we can't. No. It's got to be Pep Linders. Actually, to be fair, it's the same. It's the same person.
That's what I was going to say.
It's the same person.
Do we even know whether it's Pep or Klopp who was making the decision?
I think it's Klopp that said, "This is the team I'm playing. This is tactics we're using." And Pep Linders is so business as usual. And Pep Linders is and Klopp was like, "Yeah, bruv, It don't matter if it's Pep Linders or Klopp. It's the same person. We can't sit here and
Yeah,
say,
yeah. So we'll call it Jurgen Linders then.
yeah, Jurgen Linders.
We'll say
Alright.
Jurgen Linders. Do you not think that Klopp did actually have a phone call or something during the game and like do this, do that, do this, do that?
I think so.
Not during the game, I don't think, but definitely a half time before the game.
At some point, there would have been some communication.
And let me ask you lot this as well while we're talking about the manager. Do you think that A, Linders did enough on the sideline, and B, do you think Klopp missing from the sideline cost us in any way today?
No idea.
No, he might have, because you want to know something. Now that you said that, Klopp might have held people responsible. You know, like when he let, for example, when he rasped Robert that time, and Robert was having a bit of a bad game at the beginning, he rasped him. I don't see Pep Linders doing that, and it's because Pep Linders don't really have that. Even though he's like the assistant manager, he don't have that authority. They're not going to look at him the same. So, like, I do generally feel like there was that element maybe where Klopp could have said, like, you know, when Klopp does that whole screams and he's shouting at the players and he might get through to one or two of them and it might up their level. There is that. There's a valid point to that, bro. That's a very good valid point. So, yeah, I think we did kind of miss him today. And I think he might get overlooked. Because, as I said before, because I have the way I've said it as Pep Linders and Klopp are the same when it comes to tactics, but you can't replace the character. The characters are different, bro. Pep Linders was on there smiling like this. Like, I'm happy to be here. Like, this is...
Yeah, Pep Linders didn't necessarily look like he was in any way giving instructions. And that's where I think maybe
like,
Klopp would have definitely been making the difference.
You know, that one's there, so...
Yeah. No, I think if he wasn't there, I'm sorry, with him not being there, I think it did matter. I think it did, because as you said, just having that presence on the sideline, Klopp would have been telling people certain kind of instructions that I don't think, like anytime they showed Pep Linders, which I can only go off whenever I saw him, he looked arms crossed, just observing, and it's like there's got to be something you could be telling somebody, bro. This isn't going well. Do you know what I mean? Like, come on, give out some form of instruction as to. Because if we're playing well and the manager's got his arms folded, I'm cool with that. We're playing well. If we're not playing well, bro, can you let somebody know what they could be doing differently? Because this ain't working, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, agreed. I agree.
All right, gonna get through some of these super chats. All right, so Don123 says, Matt, I've been busy studying to get my certification. I knew about a month ago that we're out of the title race. So again, hashtag no stress. It is what it is. Big up, Don. Hope everything goes well.
But I hope everything's all blessed, bro. Good to see you doing that.
Mash says we need to start winning. I miss Jamaican Sean Dyche.
No, he ain't coming back. I'm gonna be real. I don't even want to hear from that brother until we start winning.
I even my chest and my throat can't
but
handle that.
Yeah, you ain't got the capacity to do that.
Jamrock says Silver, Aguero and company weren't getting contracts. Very true. Bejan Barnes says Happy New Year, fellas. Big up.
Right, Happy New Year,
we have had the same team for the past 4 or 5 years, plus minus a few players. We need to retool or we'll be in serious trouble. Agreed. Ty says you guys definitely have Trent in your blind spot. Maybe. Ronaldinho the GOAT says we could have been 4-on-1, but Ox's touch effed us. I can't. Yeah, the pass wasn't fantastic either, but I do think he could have done better with the touch.
Yeah, that bit where he overly stretched, I was just like,
I think the pass could have also been better.
It could have been better, though. It could have been better. There's no
Ty says Klopp has been running these players into the ground, running players into the ground from Dortmund days. Nothing is going to change with regards to this. Yeah, I think context should be added to that as well, though. Football Sunday says we need a plan B or C. Can't always do plan A. Agreed with that. David says Hendo was terrible. You lot notice he's become erratic on the ball in situations when we need him to be calm. Like he just passes to no one often. Yeah, he did do that today.
Although the one thing I will say, and this isn't to do any that defending of him because he wasn't good, but if you get into the position to make the tackle or the clearance and then your clearance isn't great, at least you got into the position. Because one thing that we were doing in midfield was at least getting there. So if the clearance is bad, you do say, right, that could have been better. but I'm glad he was at least there because, like, on the opportunities when they weren't there, Chelsea scored. So I'm still trying to put a little bit of context into it. But yeah.
Ty says Klopp. Oh no, sorry. Jamrock says Jules from ESPN was at the game and
Leicester game.
And close to Klopp and said Klopp was furious at Trent because he wasn't following instructions like at all. That's very weird. This doesn't strike me like something Klopp stands for. Ash says it really baffles me when we have 4 good centre backs. We can never opt for 3. Surely suits Trent game as well. Our midfield just doesn't seem to have the legs in it anymore. 3 at the back and crowd the space 3-4-3. I do think we could use that as an option.
I do think so as well.
Mario says that owners don't give one about silverware. All they want is top 4 and the paper that comes with it. I do agree with that. Ty says Simicas is getting dropped as soon as Robbo's fit. Unfortunately, yep. Musa says Hendo 4. LOL, he kept hoofing the ball for no reason. It's true. Hisham says Salah's world-class skill needs world-class assist from his teammates. Can't do it by himself.
Today, so I don't think it was that today.
Vitu says Jules from ESPN talks about Jota being frustrating in possession. He's a counter-attacking player from Wolves, but no Firmino when he's got to slow things down. Need a forward who's the perfect medium between the two. Facts.
It's because he's not a striker as well. That someone, like because
second
I sometimes see him as that. He's a second. It's mad. So we still need to get that striker. We still need that striker.
Vitu, on top of that, apparently we're 100% win record with Thiago, probably with Fab starting next to him, but 33% win record without Thiago. We need playmakers, deep line midfielders, and in the final third, a centre forward. Facts.
And apparently some people are trying to say that Thiago ain't done nothing for us, but yeah. There you go.
Boy, shout out to Esprit 10, who's just become a member of ours. If you want to become a member, man, do hit the link in the description on YouTube. Obviously, it's Sunday today, so it's Monday tomorrow. We will be back tomorrow with another Monday Night Live show. Just keep an eye on social media for timings, etc. Matt Drift, anything you want to say to the people before we head off?
This is a hard one to take, but yeah, man, let's just try and
win a cup.
Let's just try and win all the games we can. That's all we can do, man. You know what I mean? Just try and win all the games we can. Pick up as many points as we can. Because right now, it's going to be vibes.
I do think it's a little bit mad, yeah, that even though, again, there's going to be people who say that the league's not over, so cool. Like, keep the faith for me. But I think it's really bad from Liverpool and Chelsea, if I'm being honest. I know there's context to be put into it, but for it to be a 3-horse race, so to speak, it was meant to be 4. United bottled it ages ago. 3-horse race. And Chelsea are, 10 points behind and we're 11 points behind at the first game week of the year. I'm not going to lie. It's from Chelsea and Liverpool is poor form for City to already be this comfortable in first place. And we're only at the halfway stage. It's poor form from Chelsea and Liverpool. I think both clubs have to actually sit back and go, yeah, we just haven't done enough here, have we? Like, we haven't. Like, Chelsea, even though we've got game in hand on them, as I said, I'm not counting those points until they're there because we could easily fuck that up. For them to have that big of a gap on both of us, that's mad. It ain't even a 3-horse race anymore. It's just City don't bottle it. That's it. And like Liverpool and Chelsea, realistically, have to look over their shoulder a bit now because ain't we only 6 points ahead of Arsenal?
Yeah, well, we'll discuss this more tomorrow.
Games in hand, like
we'll do that tomorrow because that's a conversation I don't even want to have right now.
Yeah, I'm just saying this is a bit mad now, you know.
AAOM says, "My bad, Cal. The moment for the best of me, bro. I apologize and believe the way I was feeling at the time, I would have said it to your face, but I am sorry." Oh,
fair enough.
Right.
That is
fair enough. Yeah, you'd have said it to my face, but we'd have probably had a scrap about it. But I appreciate the apology. I'm being honest. I'm not taking the mick there. I'm being honest. Like,
No.
I appreciate the
I
apology.
hear that.
I am being honest. Like, if someone tells me
No,
that to my face, we're gonna have
because
a
I know,
situation.
because you're like me, innit? I know for a fact. Like,
I think I'm
I
pretty
ain't letting
mild
this
mannered
slide.
and respectful to people,
No,
so
of
I
course,
kind of take it.
yeah, 100%.
No, but you know,
Um,
you got to big up anyone who says sorry if they.
No,
if they
of course,
do.
but of course. But even the bit at the end though, I'm not even gonna go you, but you could have just probably left a bit at the end though. That's just me personally, anyway. But Vicky says, hate to rant here and give y'all money, but notice how similar the goals we conceded versus Spurs, Leicester, and Chelsea were. Our right flank cover needs to be under the microscope there. We'll talk about that on Monday because there's a few things that I feel like we need to really dissect, and probably how we defend, and not only that. Are we being exploited now? Like, are we really being exploited in terms of people looking at our midfield, how we see our midfield? So, see, when I laugh and joke about it and say things like, oh, James Milner's playing, are they looking at how James Milner? Do you get what I'm trying to say?
Oh,
I think it's
100%, bro. They must have looked at it today and thought,
Of
oh, Millie's
course.
playing. Cool.
Yeah. So, there you go. So, yeah.
But at the same time, didn't the Hendo, Milner, and Naby midfield boss United at Old Trafford? I think context still needs to be put into it. There are
100%.
games where they played well together.
Football's always moving.
No, but what I'm saying is our win ratio with Hendo, Naby, and Milner, I think they played 5 times and won all 5 games. So what I'm saying is context still needs to be put into it. And Milner does do a job a lot of the time he's asked to do one. So the whole just like get him out the club piling on, I think it's very unfair considering he doesn't let us down very often. How often does Milner ever let us down? It's very easy to pick on the 36-year-old and go, get him out, it's his fault. He was the better of the 3 midfielders today. So he really shouldn't even have been the one mentioned that much. You see what I'm saying?
I hear that. But listen, we'll decipher that on
Football
Monday.
Sunday says West Ham are in a 3-horse race. Arguably. Mario says, in 3 years, it will be between City and Newcastle. Ash says, I'm having a beer. Boys, do whatever takes your minds off this stuff. We got a 2-2 big game next. We move on to the next. Elliot says, Hendo left Trent for dead last few games.
I mean, we are going to have to start maybe addressing the fact that it's a little bit unfair that one man has to keep being the other man's keeper. Like, if it's your role in the team, I get it, but at the same time, like, well, every time Trent does something wrong defensively, we can't all just go,
we'll talk about that. We'll talk about that Monday, because it's something I want to speak about that. We'll speak about that Monday, because I thought something came to my brain.
Yeah, but people, we are going to be back tomorrow, so make sure you tune in. If you haven't already, please do smash the like button, subscribe if you're new to the channel, and shout out to everyone who joined us today and for the support. Until next time, stay safe, stay blessed. We're Kop-Ish and we're out.
Peace.